Not only did one of Sony's biggest first-party exclusive games get its information about how you'll be able to experience it if you own a Pro and have a 4K TV or a 1080p TV, but it also received a custom PS4 Pro console. What is going on, guys? Randall Thor 19 back again with another video. Hope everybody is doing well. If you missed it, we got a lot of info about State of Decay 2, namely the release date and the price. This is the previous video. Make sure you check that out. But I have a feeling this one's going to be a little bit shorter than that, because we are just talking about this limited edition God of War bundle. A subscriber asked me to give my thoughts on it, what I thought of the bundle itself, and what I think about the fact that the PS4 Pro features that God of War will have when it launches on April 20th. As you guys know, I am dying to play God of War. It was my second most anticipated game for this year, and just watching the trailers and stuff, man, it gets me really excited to play this game, and I just have this feeling it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to play it. But man, this PS4 Pro bundle, I'm of two minds here. Like, I really like the style they're going for. I like the color scheme. I kind of dig that, like, silver, dark silver, kind of accentuated with the gold. I like the PlayStation logo in that upper, like, top right corner in gold, emboldened in gold, with, like, at the center of the axe, or the top of the axe, because you notice all the hieroglyphics, they kind of form Kratos' axe. I don't really like the drawings, though, and I know it's supposed to represent Kratos' axe and the runes and things that he has on it. It just doesn't really look good on the console itself. But I dig the colors. I actually kind of dig the controller. When I was looking through the pictures of the controller, I like that controller. I would get that controller. It's got God of War right on the touchpad. It's got a nice, cool little rune on the bottom right-hand handle of it. I'm just not a fan of, like, those doodles. And I know people are going to say, you're an Xbox fan, you're hating on PlayStation or whatever. But, I appreciate the fact that Sony's willing to go the whole way in marketing all their big first-party games, essentially. When they have huge marketing deals, they constantly do, custom consoles, which is rarely something we see from Microsoft. Sure, Microsoft will do a pack-in, like they're doing with Sea of Thieves, or like they did with Shadow of War, or like they did with Assassin's Creed Origins. But at the end of the day, it's just a plain white Xbox One S with the game bundled in. When Sony gets these deals, they go all out. They do a custom console. They did one for Battlefield 2. They did one for Call of Duty World War 2. Obviously, they're doing one for the PS4 Pro. You can bet your bottom dollar they'll be doing one for Spider-Man. They did one for Monster Hunter World. I don't think they'll do one for Detroit Become Human, because I don't think that game is on the level of God of War or Spider-Man. Don't kill me, Sony fans, but I think you kind of know that's the truth. So I would doubt there is going to be a Detroit Become Human custom console. But hey, I could be wrong on that. I just kind of don't see it in the cards. But Sony goes all the way. And a lot of their consoles, they just don't, I don't know, like, it seems like they're just stickers on top of the console. Now, I dig the color. I dig the dark silver and the gold. And I even kind of like the white Pro that Destiny used. But it's almost like Sony's taking these consoles and just, I don't even know what to say. Like, look, I'm not a designer. I'm not a graphics designer. I just know when I first saw it, it wasn't what I was expecting a God of War console to look like. I was expecting, the Omega symbol to be on there at some point. I was expecting maybe a red and black console, not a kind of silver and gold, even though I dig the color scheme, and I even kind of dig the PlayStation logo and emboldened at the top of the axe. Honestly, though, it really looked like somebody just let their kid draw on the system. And even with that said, I have a feeling the game's going to be fantastic. The controller looks good. And if you have a PS4 Pro, I'm sure you've been waiting to hear what kind of features you're, going to get when you play this bad boy on the 20th. So if you have a 4K TV, when played on a 4K TV, God of War outputs in dynamic 4K resolution achieved through stunning 2160p checkerboard. 1080p HD TV players will benefit from increased image clarity via the super sampling of a higher resolution onto their display, and players with HDR, which you guys don't know, HDR is high dynamic range, they can experience God of War with HDR lighting and a wide color gambit. So, yeah, it's cool. I mean, I didn't expect them to run at native 4K, and, not a lot of games do this gen. A little disappointing that it doesn't have a 60 frames mode after we just got the really incredible Shadow of the Colossus remake that included the 1080p 60 frames. But maybe it's a little bit understandable for God of War because it's a much better looking game. Maybe it's a tad bit open world, and we all know these consoles have trouble holding frame rate, especially high frame rate of like 60 in open world games. Maybe that was always just a pipe dream. Maybe the Pro's just not powerful enough to run God of War at 60 frames. So it's just kind of something you're going to have to deal with. Doesn't really matter. I'll be playing it at 4K or checkerboarded 4K, dynamic 4K resolution. And as long as like the frame rate's solid, like a LAC 30, we good, fam. We good. I just don't like dips. But I would have appreciated a 60 frames mode, even if it scaled the resolution down to 1080p. What do you guys think about this? Do you guys like the look of the console? Do you enjoy those Nordic ruins on it? Do you like the fact that the axe is on the console? See, the thing for me is the axe isn't iconic in any way associated to Kratos, right? I know in all the gameplay trailers and stuff, yeah, he uses it, but when people think of Kratos and God of War, they don't think of his axe. So while it's cool to see it on the console, it just kind of looked like doodles, and you don't really associate the axe with Kratos as you would, the Omega symbol or, the Chaos Blades that he uses in the games. So to me, it's like, I mean, I know this is supposed to be a fresh start for Kratos, and that's why he has the axe and all that stuff. It doesn't scream God of War. I see that console, it doesn't scream God of War. I don't know if you kind of maybe get what I'm trying to say here, but I don't know, man. Like, I look at, for reference, like the Gears of War console that Xbox did. You look at that, and it's like, man, that is Gears of War to the T. Right? It's got the Crimson Omen on it. You can definitely tell by looking at it, by just visual, you can tell what the console is kind of representing. I look at this console, and God of War just doesn't immediately jump out. Sure, it does on the controller, because God of War is written on the touchpad, but it just doesn't jump out to me. I don't know. Maybe that's just a me thing. Maybe I haven't been paying enough attention to some of the, YouTube videos they have about exploring the Nordic myth on Sony's PlayStation channel, but I kind of wanted to be more representative of what Kratos has gone through, whether it was the Omega symbol or some of the weapons he used, or I don't know, maybe like his war paint, or the tattoo or whatever he has in honor of his brother that goes along his left eye or something along those lines. Like, I thought maybe those type of things would just, you'd be able to look at it and be like, Doom, that's Kratos. That is a PS4 Pro God of War bundle. With this, I don't know. But then again, of course, the only people really going to be buying this are hardcore fans who most likely already own a Pro and are going to be trading in their old Pro to get this, considering, they're diehard, not only PlayStation fans, but God of War fans. I mean, that's kind of what the Pro is selling to, just like the X is selling to. It's selling to that hardcore crowd that loves Xbox and loves PlayStation, and that's pretty much it. So, What do you think about the bundle? What do you think about the 4K features for the game? Are you disappointed it doesn't have 60 frames mode? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel for more content. Hit that notification bell so you're always notified. All that good stuff. Hope everybody had a fantastic Tuesday, and I'll see everybody tomorrow for the Xbox 2 with myself and Jez Corden. Later, guys.